Hi, my name is Zora Fahim, president and founder of Los Angeles Alliance for Animals. We specialize in equine cruelty, and we are a coalition with very large animal rights groups who represent thousands of your voting San Diego County constituents. I'd like to ask the County Board of Supervisors, is there collusion as it relates to artesian horses? Is there a cover-up to protect county pure water interests because Craig Netwick owns Kingly Technologies, which make the chemical filtration membranes used to filter toilet water into drinking water? You have been shown, supervisors, horses that have been starved up there, horses that are emaciated, horses that are neglected, and you refuse to ensure that laws are being enforced. According to your San Diego County ordinance, you're required to enforce animal welfare laws. Why are you not enforcing the law? Supervisor Desmond, your chief of staff, and I'm your voting constituent in your district, and Shana has refused to meet with activists on this issue as it relates to many issues that Department of Animal Services has dropped the ball on. So when are we going to meet? When the officer arrived on March 2023, when there was an emaciated horse, the officer was concerned of neglect. So I suspect, Mr. Desmond, the information that's being relayed to you is inaccurate. You have all turned your back on equestrians in San Diego County, which is a large amount of community members in the county and voting constituents. You have turned your back on everyone who has a beating heart. So why is the County Board of Supervisors complicit in animal cruelty? I've lobbied for the 10 years of my life, and I've never met a governing board who is complicit to this. And you know, Mr. Anderson, being in Sacramento, I was your constituent. Every single year I used to go up there and speak to Heather, and I know you remember me because you wrote me a letter about AB 485, and I'd urge you to please speak up. Thank you.
It's true. First, Laura, I'm going to make sure your misinformation lies about the sewage are heard all over the South Bay. Second, last abuse force deception update didn't suggest that a horse that died while stuck in mud in 2023 was an acceptable way for an animal to die, or that a horse that died in 2024 being in conditions that led to colic was acceptable. Jim also gave a very short timeline of incidents. He skipped over the months of January to mid-July. Is that because somebody requested the public records from DAS up to July? Well, I'm still reading through those records, and what I found is negligence and dereliction of duty from both DAS and this board. So far, I see zero evidence that DAS physically inspected the horses to be able to accurately report on their condition. DAS's own video shows them walking by the property from a very far distance where you wouldn't even see if there's a sick or dead horse or not. And what about those Netwick dogs, some of which appear malnourished in county photos? On February 19th, the Netwick Irish setter allegedly bit neighbors and their dogs. There's dispatch reports for June 4th, 5th, 7th, 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th, 13th, 16th, 17th, 18th, 19th, and July 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. How much are all these dog patrols costing county taxpayers? Highlights include, quote, daily patrols for 7612 Artesian Road and 7735 Camino de Arriba. These patrols are a priority and shall be done once a day at minimum. Neighbors stated that Deborah has a hearing with the HOA. Officer Vallasuso and Officer Garcia, we met with owner Deborah Barkley to deliver a public nuisance declaration. Barkley stated she would not be signing the form. Barkley also stated she wanted to relinquish one of the dogs. I stated to Barkley that we are not currently taking relinquishment. Officer Galvin, Barkley refused to sign abatement paperwork. Dog rescue was just claimed from NCS. Public nuisance proceedings are currently in the appeal process. July 3rd, we are working with the county attorney on a warrant to inspect the property, end quote. Obviously, Jim, 50 yards away ain't good enough. I demand the new DAS director give a presentation on the abused Netwick dog and horse case. Not Jim, Tara, Strong, or Ebony. You guys aren't the experts, and you never read the reports. That's very cool.
Thank you. Your time is up. We'll go to our next caller.
Other neighbors showed us a picture of a dead horse laying in a field. We won't show you, but the county's Department of Animal Services confirms an elderly horse died this week, trapped in mud.
On March of 2023, there was a horse death. Staff went out on that. They observed that, unfortunately, this horse died, but there was no abuse or no neglect.
And so after years of neighbors saying they called to report abuse and neglect, county officers are investigating what's happening here.
Who are you?
Deputies tell me this is Craig Netwick. He and Deborah Barkley are listed as owners of this property.
He's got a gun.
Deputies tell us it is not illegal to have a gun on your own property, but it is illegal to point it at someone. In Rancho Santa Fe, this is Anna Laurel for CBS 8.